Hey folks, how y'all doing? Welcome back. And oh man, we are doing a tool review today. We've got a random orbit sander, a 5-inch from Topshak. And we're going to take a look at it online. And we're going to go through some of the features. And we're going to try it out, of course. All right, got a lot of people asking me, where am I getting these tools from? So this is called a website. It's like called Bang Good. It's like an Amazon. Got a little bit of everything on there, folks. But the Topshak stuff is on there. And this one is $50. $50. It's 110. It's 5-inch. It is, like I said, variable speed. Let's take a look and see if we can get to some of the specifics of it. Here we go. 6,000 to 13,000 RPM. And that's what I wanted to know. And that'll work very nice for a lot of different applications, folks. So $50 on Banggood. Check them out. Let's take a closer look at sander. All right, so this is a corded sander, and it's a long cord on it. It's a 5.5 footer, and that's pretty impressive. All right, what we always want to look at, a lot of people talk about wattage, and it's really amps is where your real power is. And you can see this is 2.6 amps, which is about typical for this. And you can see it's got our 6,000 to 13,000 revolutions per minute. I think that means, and it's 5-inch, and you can see it is a TS-SD -5. I'll leave the link down below, folks. But let's take a closer look at a couple other things. All right, so for attaching your sandpaper, it's called hook and loop, like Velcro. And those holes in there, that is, well, 4 of those holes are where you attach it. But the other holes are for collecting the dust. And you can see your paper fits on. You got to put it on a little bit better than that, Tom. But you put it on, get it lined up here. Yeah, you put it on just like that. And ain't going nowhere. And it makes for easy, removal. Put a new piece on, take it off. These work very, very nice, folks. You just got to be careful that you don't put this without sandpaper down on something and run it, because then you will wear that off. I speak from personal experience. All right, so it fits pretty nice in the hand, and you got your on-off switch right here, and then your variable speed is right back there. And I'm going to assume 1 is the lowest. In fact, let's turn it on, find out. Do this together here. That's off. That's on. Yeah, that's definitely low. And then as we turn it up, 2, 3, 4, 5. It moves. Wow. And that's how you turn it off. Just like that. Let's talk about dust collection. So we talked about how the dust goes through the holes and then goes into this. And I've never had a random orbit or a sander that had a plastic case in the back. They're usually cloth. And then to remove it, you just pull it off like that. And then the top comes off. So it makes easy removal. And then you just pull it off like that. And that's where your dust goes. And then there's a little filter that I think you can vacuum out. It may be even replaceable. I haven't taken this apart, so I don't know. I don't want to break it. So I'm assuming that you can vacuum it out. But the nice thing about it is that it's more of a rigid case. The cloth ones sometimes have a tendency to get hung up on stuff. And I've actually had them tear in the past. So you're not going to have that issue here. And you're saying, Tom, why would I need another random orbit sander? Well, if you're doing a project, and I like to, and right now with this one, I'll have 3 random orbit sanders. And the nice thing about it is you can set it up with 1 grit of sandpaper. Like I'll use a corded version for like heavier grits for removal. And then I'll use my cordless one for the finer grits for the finer sanding. The electric one, the corded one, is just overall will have more power and you're not changing batteries. So what's left to do? Try it out, right? All right, well, we've got some rough sawn oak here. I would probably run this through the planer first, but this would be a good test for it. Let's take off this medium. This is 180, so that's medium. And let's put on a 60 grit. That should cut through that oak pretty easily. Let's get her on there. Fire her up. Pressing down with 2 hands, and it's not bogging down at all. This is what I like about random orbit sanders. They're very aggressive and they leave a pretty nice finish. We keep on going here for a minute or so, and then we'll try the finer grit. Tell you what, folks, that was about a minute and a half here, and it did pretty nice. And that finish, that ain't bad for bad at all for 60 grit. Let's go up to 180 and see how that works. Yeah, that does. I have absolutely no problem with this sander. $50. Huh. I'll tell you what, I'll go about a minute more, then we'll take a look and see what it picked up for dust, and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, so since it is plastic, you get a little bit of a static charge, and you get on top of the and on the basket. But I really didn't have much in the air that I saw. So and you can see it's collecting dust. And here's the filter in there. So you're just gonna have to keep it clean. I don't know. Maybe I would prefer the bags as opposed to this. Like I said, this is the first time I've had one that had this on it, but it does collect dust. And if you were really concerned about it, you could hook up your shop vac probably to that port and use that, and it would give you probably a lot better dust collection. All right, before I forget, the warranty is 12 months on that, and it's from Bang Good. Topshak, folks, you can go back and say, well, the dust collection isn't. I can pull out any one of my corded or cordless sanders, and none of them are 100% perfect. In fact, the most important thing for me with this, and a lot of times we struggle with it, is we don't want to buy something like this because we're afraid that it won't perform, that it'll be underpowered. And I think we proved today, even with 60 grit sandpaper on rough oak, had the power to do it. And I would put this up against another sander that I paid over $100 for any day, and I think this is going to perform just fine. So if you're leery about something like this, like I said, it's $50, and they give you enough sandpaper to do a couple projects. I think that's pretty impressive. 12-month warranty, $50. Yeah, I'm all in, folks. Tom Horsman at YouTube. I'll leave the link down below to this. Check them out on Banggood. Check out all the other stuff on Banggood. I've been buying stuff left and right off of Banggood. I owe you some other. I bought some solar lights that are actually working pretty nicely. So Tom Horsman at YouTube. Thumbs up, leave a comment. And as always, folks, I appreciate you watching. Thank you.